Namaste all. As you know, differential equation is one of the basic ideology of our mathematics branch. Since 5 to 6 years, we are studying differential equations. In MSc also, I think this is differential equation 3, third part. So, let us recall the definition. As you know, differential equation, which is an equation involving the derivatives, whatever it may be. Let us take one example. D square y by dx square plus 2 into dy by dx plus 5 equal to 0, which is one of the differential equation in which here for any function y equal to f of x, here y is the variable depending on x. Therefore, we call this x as independent variable and y as dependent variable. We need to differentiate this y with respect to this independent variable x, so that by the combination of these derivatives, we construct an equation, which equation will be called as a differential equation. So, in that, we have studied about ordinary differential equation. So, a differential equation involving ordinary derivatives of one or more dependent variables with respect to a single independent variable. Here, the most important thing is the independent variable is only one, and on that independent variable, two or more dependent variables will be there, so that we can construct a differential equation. That type of differential equations will be called as ordinary differential equation. For example, if you have a dependent variable, whatever it may be, y, but here x is an independent variable, but y is depending on x. Again, we'll take one more variable, z. Here z is again depending on x. Suppose we construct a differential equation such that dy by dx plus dz by dx is equal to some constant c. Here y and z both are the dependent variable depending on x. These types of differential equations will be called as ordinary differential equation. Again, we know about partial differential equation, right? As you know, partial differential equation is for more than one independent variables. A differential equation involving partial derivatives of one or more dependent variable with respect to one or more independent variables, which will be called as the partial differential equation. For that type of equations, we cannot differentiate the variable completely. That's why we call that as partial differential equation. For example, let us take some function f, which is the function of x, y and z. Here x, y, z are the independent variable. So in that variable, the function will be varied. That type of equations involving its derivatives will be called as partial differential equation. The equations will be dou f by, here independent variables, dou x plus dou f by dou y plus dou square f by dou z equal to some constant a square. Then this types of equations will be called as the partial differential equation, as you know the symbol do. Next, we need linear differential equations. A differential equation is said to be linear if the unknown variable and its derivatives appears in first degree. Then that type of equations will be called as linear differential equations. If it contains the product of two or more unknown variables and that unknown variables are also the product of another unknown variables and its derivatives, then that type of equations are non-linear differential equation. For example, if you have the differential equation dy by dx plus 5 into y equal to 8. Okay. So in this case, you can see that the unknown variable here, x is independent, y is depending on x, as you know. So this is appear in first degree. I think you know the meaning of order and degree of a differential equation, right? Yeah. What's the meaning? Please recall. The order of a differential equation is the order of highest derivative involved in it. Right? So, here you can see dy by dx is there, which is only the derivative part involving in this equation. So, d raised to 1 is there. dy. One time differentiated with respect to x for y. Right? So, the order will be 1 in this case. Again, as you know, the degree of a differential equation is the power of highest derivative involved in it. Again, here dy by dx is having the power 1. Therefore, degree will be 1. Suppose the equation which is in the form d square y by dx square plus dy by dx raised to 3 minus 5y equal to 11, which is also a differential equation. If you calculate the order and degree of this differential equation, you can see here that the order is here d square y by dx square is there, dy by dx is there. So, we can see that the highest order involved in this differential equation is 2, second order differential equation. And similarly, we can find the degree. Degree of this differential equation is the power of highest derivative. Highest derivative is here d square y by dx square term. Power of this is 1 only. Therefore, the degree will be 1. So these are the basic things you need. Okay. Simply, I am recalling all the things. So, for linear differential equation, the equation should have the degree 1. Okay. Will be called as linear differential equation. Now, next topic we need to study is ordinary differential equations with elementary properties. So now we need to go for the theory. Consider a system of two linear differential equations. Okay. two linear differential equations in two unknown variables or two unknown functions. ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಎರಡು ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಲಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಎರಡು ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಸೇರಿ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಿ ಒಂದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರೊವೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆಸ್ ಯೂಶುವಲ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್. dx by dt, I am taking two differential equation, dx by dt a11. Simply I am taking the function with the independent variable t to x plus a12 of t to x plus f1 of t, dy by dt a21 of t to x plus a22 of t into x plus f2 of t. These two equations are connected each other, so I will call this as equation 1. You can observe here that both the differential equations, here I am taking differential equation because the derivative involved in these equations. So equations are the functions of t, right? Here t is the independent variable. Okay. Here again a11 of t, a12 of t, a21 of t, a22 of t, f1 of t, f2 of t are all continuous functions. I am restricting this function in the closed interval a to b. Okay. So in such a way that this independent variable t will be in between this closed interval. Okay. So again, if f1 of t and f2 of t are 0, then this system will be homogeneous, right? Because having the multiplier term or variable is x only. Homogeneous means all the terms should have same degree. Otherwise, the system will be non-homogeneous system. For example, if you are having the equation, set of equations as suppose dx by dr equal to 5x plus 8y, dy by dr equal to 11x minus 13y. In this case, you can see r is the independent variable. That's why x and y are depending on r. You can see all the terms having the powers of its variable 1. Therefore, and powers are equal. Therefore, these equations will be homogeneous differential equation. Again, the contradictory. dx by dr equal to 5x plus 8y minus 13r and dy by dr equal to 11x minus 13y plus 18r. You can see here, in this case, this r is there, but x and y are depending on r. Hence, we attempt to determine a solution in the form x equal to capital A into e raised to lambda t and y equal to b into e raised to lambda t. Call this as equation. Okay. So first we have taken the set of differential equation which we call as equation 1. after that, coming to all the definitions and examples of the differential equation, we got the conclusion that exponential derivatives having that property that it will become the general solution for the given differential equation. So at random, we have taken that x is the function of some exponential terms as with the arbitrary constants a and b, such that x equal to a into e raised to lambda t, y equal to b into e raised to lambda t. Okay, for this t, once we recall that here if you are having these types of equations, you can see here that this independent term is the having the function like this x and y. Okay, this x and y are determined by this independent variable. Similarly, in this case we have the independent variable t. For this equation here, t is the variable. In that variable, the dependent variables x and y determining its general solutions. Like this, we have constructed the general solution for the given system of a differential equation. As you recall, this differential equation and general solution for that differential equation is our basic concept. The main theme is to convert that differential equation or to find the solution for the given differential equation. We call that solution as the general solution whenever we got the arbitrary constant as its part. Because that arbitrary part whenever varies, we get the particular solution for particular value of a arbitrary constant. Therefore, general solution is the main or the basic theme whenever we are studying the differential equation. Okay, just continuing the procedure by simplified format. First, go for homogeneous differential equation. Let us consider the system dx by dt equal to a1x plus b1y, dy by dt equal to a2x plus b2y. Call this as system 1. a1, b1, a2, b2 are the constants. We'll call that as real numbers, and as usual we know the solution will be in the form x equal to a into e raised to lambda t, y equal to b into e raised to lambda t, where a, b and lambda are the constants. Call this system as equation 2. Substituting the solution in the given differential equation, it means it will satisfy the equation. Okay, substituting equation 2 in equation 1. So dx by dt is there. In the place of x we have a into e raised to lambda t by dt equal to a1 x value, again a into e raised to lambda t, plus b1, the value of y is capital B into e raised to lambda t, d by dt of capital B into e raised to lambda t. So will be a2 into again a capital A into e raised to lambda t plus b2 into capital B into e raised to lambda t. Okay, let us differentiate this. Differentiating capital A into, here a is a constant, right? E raised to lambda t. The derivative of e raised to lambda t is lambda into e raised to lambda t, right? Equal to a1 capital A into e raised to lambda t, as usual that term, plus b1 capital B into e raised to lambda t. Here also differentiating this term d by dt of b into e raised to lambda t, b lambda e raised to lambda t, a2 capital A into e raised to lambda t plus b2 capital B into e raised to lambda t, right? So we can take e raised to lambda t from all the terms and we can cancel that. Here common cancelling, left with a lambda equal to a1 capital A plus b1 capital B. Again b lambda equal to a2 capital A plus b2 capital B. Can be written as, if we take capital A common, will be lambda minus a1 capital A minus b1 be equal to 0. Here we take capital B outside, right? So lambda minus b2 into capital B minus a2 capital A equal to 0. Okay, call this as equation 3. The equation 3 is we call that as algebraic equations, algebraic system, because as you know here no independent variable is there. All this capital A, capital B, a1 and lambda t, all the terms are real numbers, which means this equation is an algebraic equations. So here, but these two are connected each other. Therefore, this equation 3 is an algebraic system with the unknowns a and b. Okay, a1, b1, a2, b2, lambda are already given in the case of examples. We need to find out the value of capital A and capital B because these are came by the general solution of the given differential equation. In the general solution, we know that the arbitrary constants will be there. Therefore, capital A and capital B will be arbitrary constants of this equation. So, we need to find out the value of A and B. But we all are looking for non-trivial solution. ಯಾವಾಗ ಎ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬಿ 0 ಆಗ್ಬಿಡತ್ತೋ ಅವಾಗ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಫ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದ ಟರ್ಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಿ ಆರ್ 0, then this will be 0 minus 0 equal to 0, 0 minus 0 will be equal to 0. That will be called as trivial solution. So we go for non-trivial solutions. For this we shall take the determinant, so equated to 0, right? Lambda minus a1, which is the coefficient of a. In the second equation, it will be minus a2. Here minus b1, lambda minus b2. Am I correct? Which is the one of the basic method we follow to find the unknowns for two equations, right? Which will be called as Cramer's rule, I think. I don't know. Okay, whatever it may be. So, by solving this cross multiplication, lambda minus a1 into lambda minus b2 minus a2 plus minus b1 plus a2 b1 equal to 0, which will be lambda into lambda, lambda square minus lambda into b2 minus lambda into a1 plus a1 b2 minus a2 b1 equal to 0. This can be simplified as lambda square minus, if we take lambda outside, this will be a1 plus b2. Here minus we took outside, plus a1 b2 minus a2 b1 equal to 0. Call this as equation 4. We can see that equation 4 is a quadratic equation with the unknown variable lambda. So, after solving this equation 4, we get two roots. As usual, we know this is the quadratic equation. Quadratic equation will have two roots. So, we call that roots as lambda 1 and lambda 2. If this lambda 1 and lambda 2 what we have found is the whatever it may be real root, it may be complex root, or real and equal it may be possible. So which we call that as this equation as the characteristic equation, and the roots lambda 1 and lambda 2 as characteristic root for the given equation. Okay, here this is the set of equation. For this set we have found the roots. If equation 2 is the solution of system 1, then lambda must be one of the roots in equation 2. ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ 1 ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ 2 ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ. ಈಗ ಈ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಇನ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಇದು ಹೌದು ಅಂತ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಇದು ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ರೂಟಿಗೆ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಲೇಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನಾವೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ this lambda as lambda 1. After that we substitute again this lambda as lambda 2. If this is the solution of the given differential set of system, then ಈಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಆಬ್ಟೈನ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ 1 ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ 2 ಎರಡೂ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಒಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಆಗಿರತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ, ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಆಗಿರತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೊಲ್ಯೂಷನ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಈ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ಅನ್ನು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ರೂಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಫೈಂಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ. therefore we substitute first lambda 1 equal to lambda. After that we substitute lambda 2 equal to lambda. Okay, so first we'll substitute lambda equal to lambda 1 equation 3. We obtain one trivial solution for capital A and capital B. So we take that solutions as x equal to a value ಗೆ particular value ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರತ್ತೆ. we call that as a1 e raised to lambda ಇದ್ದಲ್ಲಿ lambda 1 ಅಂತ substitute ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. t set will be b ಗೂ ಕೂಡ particular value ಸಿಕ್ಕಿರತ್ತೆ b1 e raised to lambda 1 into t. This will be called as the first set of solution. Again similarly we substitute lambda equal to lambda 2 so that we again get one more solution or solution set as a2 into e raised to lambda 2t and b2 into e raised to lambda 2t. Okay, these two set of solutions we got from this differential equation. A system will contain two sets of solutions. Combining both the solutions, we get the general solution. Based on the value of lambda, we have three cases: when the roots are real and distinct, when the roots are complex conjugates, and when the roots are real and equal. We study all the cases one by one. Okay, let us study all the cases in the next class.